Here we're going to just multiply two complex numbers together. To complex or multiply two complex numbers together, all we have to do is FOIL. So you'll take the first terms, outer terms, inner terms, and then multiply your last terms together. But remember, an I times an I would be an I squared. So we're going to have our 2 here. I to the first and I to the first, we can combine those together. Negative 4 of them plus 5 of them gives you 1 I of those. Here we have a negative 10, but your I squared is really a negative 1. So it's really 2 plus I plus a 10 because your negative 1 times negative 10 is a positive 10. Now you can combine your 2 and your 10 together and you get 12 plus I. Over here we're going ahead and we're dividing. But remember that I is like the square root of a negative 1, and we never want to leave i's in the bottom because i's are square roots, and we never want to leave roots in the bottom. When we had a problem like this before, say a 3 plus, say a 2 square root of 5, if we had that in the bottom, what did we do in a problem like that? We did the conjugate. So that's what we need to do here. So we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by a special form of 1, which happens to be the conjugate of the bottom. And remember, conjugate is where you just switch the sign in between. If I multiply the bottom by that, I got to multiply the top by that. So since I only have one term here times both of these, all I have to do is distribute my 5i times my 3, my 5i times my negative 2i. On the bottom, I have two terms times two terms, so I have to go ahead and FOIL. So I'll do my first terms, my outer terms, my inner terms, and my last terms. But now, remember that I squared is a negative 1. So instead of writing I squared, I'm going to write a negative 1. Now notice on the bottom here, your 6i and your negative 6i cancel each other out. So it only leaves you with your 9 minus your negative 4 times your I squared, but I squared is negative 1. So on the bottom, it's really a 9 plus a 4. On the top, your negative 1 times your negative 10 gives you plus 10. So on the bottom, we just have a 13. We no longer have roots or i's on the bottom, and that's what we were trying to accomplish. Now, I would be fine with you leaving it like this, but technically you should put the real part over your denominator, so the 10 over the 13, and your imaginary part over your denominator, and get a 15i over 13.